Welcome, my name's Abby. I am the Senior Education Officer here at Tuppenny Barn. And from all of us at Tuppenny Barn, we want to say a really big thank you to all the key workers at the moment. Thank you so much. Here at Tuppenny Barn, we are an organic small holding in Southbourne, which is near Chichester, West Sussex, and we grow organic fruit and veg. We have a wildlife pond, beehives, an orchard full of heritage fruit, and we have a straw bale build natural education centre where we educate children on children and young people, adults, on healthy eating, growing, through school visits, workshops and community events. We have also hosted weddings, christenings, memorial services here too. If you'd like to know more, check out our Facebook, Instagram, Twitter and YouTube channel. Thanks very much. Bye. Hi, welcome back. It's Abby again, and today I am in Tuppenny Barn's social horticultural therapy tunnel. It's been proven that working with the soil, growing plants, growing your own fruit and vegetables and eating them is really good, not only for your physical health but also your mental and emotional health too. So today we are going to have a go at doing a bit of creative planting together and thinking about things that you might have at home, such as sort of old plastic bottles or egg cartons or yogurt pots, because it's really important to us here at Tuppenny Barn. We try and be as sustainable as possible, and we try to reuse and recycle as much as possible. We're really lucky that people often donate to us lots of wonderful things to plant in. For example, the other day we got donated some huge Fordson Mason tractor tyres. They came off a 70-year-old tractor, and now they are they contain some carrot seedlings. We're growing carrots in them. I did a little video about it on our YouTube channel, so you might want to look at that one later. But today we're not going to be using tyres. We're going to be thinking about things that you might have at home in your kitchen. First of all, we're going to be thinking about some tomatoes. Now, a week ago today, I decided I was going to have a go at using a fresh tomato rather than tomato seeds that you might find in a packet, because it's been a bit tricky, hasn't it, lately, to get the seeds that we want to have a go at planting with, because of getting out and about and staying at home as much as possible. Obviously, those key workers going out and doing a fantastic job, but others staying at home and trying to look after themselves and others as much as possible. So I used a fresh tomato and I planted them in, I don't know if you can have a look here and see what this is. Have you guessed? I think most of you have, maybe. It is an egg carton. So I planted them a week ago, and it's a bit soon really to see anything happening, but you can just about see, if I point there, you might be able to see in the camera a little seedling coming through there, and there are others coming through as well. And I watered them, and then I popped them in a plastic bag to keep them all sealed in there nicely and nice and warm, and pop them on my windowsill. I'm going to pop them back in there because they need a bit more time to germinate in there and to grow before they are planted out. But the great thing is with the egg cartons, that when they're ready to go out, you can just tear off the individual pod. So sort of like this, I'll do it on this one because this one hasn't got plants in it, but you can tear it off, and then you can actually just plant that straight in the soil, because the roots will just grow through the cardboard, and that can go out straight like that. So started off my tomatoes like that, but you might recognise this plant as more looking like a tomato plant. So here we go, this is a Goldiana, a heritage variety, and we grow lots of different heritage varieties of fruit and vegetables here at Tuppenny Barn, and we're going to have a go today at planting this in a plastic bottle. So you might have one of these at home ready to be recycled perhaps. I cut the bottom off, and then I used a hole punch, so you might need to get an adult to help you to punch holes. I punched 4 holes in around the top there, and I've tied some twine around those holes, and so we're just moving that twine out the way at the moment. Going to get my tomato plant out carefully. Okay, and we're going to pop it in, and it's going to come out the top of the bottle, so I'm going to tease the leaves out carefully and poke it through gently. Careful, try not to touch the roots if you can help it. So you want to protect the plant. So you can see it's poking out the bottom there. Going to pop some nice compost, some peat-free compost in there, and then we'll give it a nice water later. But you can see it poking out the bottom there. And then when the fruit starts to grow, it can do with some nice organic tomato feed, or some liquid comfrey or liquid nettle feed. I'll do a little video about that later on. So that can hang. Actually, one of the really important things is you don't need a big garden to grow your own. To grow your own plants or salad or tomatoes. If you've got a windowsill, you could grow some salad leaf or some cress. I've got a little cress garden I'm going to show you in a moment. And if you've got a little balcony or a little patio area, then things like this upside down tomato plant would be great on something like that. I've got another little hanging idea for you as well. Actually, I've got this old tin here that has had some holes just drilled in the bottom there for drainage, a couple on the top for some twine there, and then I've popped a bit of hessian and some string around it, and I wonder, can you see what's growing in here? Oh, smells delicious. Great on pizza and pasta dishes, and makes a delicious pesto. Have you got it yet? It's basil. Yum, yum, yum. Okay, so we've got some basil, we've got a tomato there. I mentioned yoghurt pots earlier as well, didn't I? So I have got a yoghurt pot here. I'm just going to pop a little bit of compost in there. Make a little hole with my finger. I'm going to pop a little mange 2 seed in that one there. Okay. And then that will need some water as well. That, sadly, you can't plant out this yoghurt pot because it's plastic, and the roots would get caught in it. So once the seedling's grown, you just have to tease it out and plant it out into the garden or into a big container, and then it would need a stick to support it growing. Another idea for making a pot is newspaper. So I've got a nice strip of newspaper here. I've got a little pot maker here, and I'm just going to wrap this around the top there. Keep on wrapping, and then not too tight. Just going to fold in the ends like a little present and squeeze it down, and then tease it off the end. Got a nice little pot, and I'll pop that in there like that. Whoosh! And I've got a little mange 2 seed there. Just going to poke that in the top there, pat it down, and again some nice water on there would be lovely. I had an old tray as well the other day that I fancied doing something with. So I made a bit of a cress garden, can you see? So we've got some lovely cress here, and I decided to introduce some little dinosaur friends. So I've got my T-Rex, and I've got my pterodactyl, woohoo! And they're all having a bit of a fun time in there. You might have some other creatures at home that you could have a play with, and the cress, it grows quite quickly. This has been in here for a couple of weeks now, but you could chop that and have it in a sandwich or a salad. But cress grows really quite quickly. After a few days, you'll start to see the little seedlings appear. So hopefully that's given you a few ideas of things that you could have a try to do at home with things that you might have lying around in your recycling. And please, if you found this interesting, have a look at our Facebook, Twitter, Instagram and YouTube channel to give you sort of more ideas about what goes on here at Tuppenny Barn, and things that you could do at home as well. Thank you for listening. Stay safe and keep well.